Okay, I'm at the Fairfield Inn in Bellevue. We got a contract with National Pavement Partners and just came out here and evaluated the parking lot with Mark, Joe, and Alois. And this is what we are going to do on these concrete areas. And as I'm talking about the concrete areas, we'll also talk about the asphalt as we go around the property, okay? So these concrete areas we're not fixing because of ADA compliance. We're fixing because of trip hazards and whatnot. So as you can see, this one is on contract. We have our trip hazard right here that we talked about. So this is getting removed, as well as the asphalt here. So I marked off the location of the area that we will be repairing. And the reason why this is not ADA compliant is we got a staircase right there, but we will rip out and replace this ramp because of the trip hazard. Okay, that's the first thing. This is on the southwest end of the building. As I'm walking through, one of the things I also want to mention is we are replacing these ADA signs to be the most current ADA signs. They have to be 60 inches to the bottom of the sign panel. So we'll be replacing all 4 of these. There's a total of 4 regular ADAs and 2 van accessibles. And we will be putting those signs into the landscaping. These are 2 of our patches. This is on the northwest side of the building. You've got front entrance there. Make your way over to here around this catch basin. One thing we want to do is, if we can, try to salvage this no dumping drains to stream stencil. It pops up. I think it's just secured with some tar underneath. So if we can, take some of our tar seal and stick that back down after we replace the asphalt. Okay, that was a 6x6 and this is a 10x10 right here. So I marked this off. 10x10 there. And as you come up here, we're going to look at the catch basin on the concrete. Okay, on the north end in the very back, we've got this catch basin area that we are going to saw cut and replace. I think there's a collar we need to put around this. Again, we've got one of those little stencils that we need to pop off and try to stick back down with some epoxy or some of our tar. Okay. Okay, now we're on the back side of the building, which is the northeast section. You can see where we've got our contracted asphalt repairs on these 3 patches here. Okay. Then we've got our concrete repair where we're going to take out, per the contract, take that out and replace it. We'll square this off. We'll do some asphalt restoration out here. But one thing we are not doing is opening up another can of worms and trying to recreate this area to make it ADA compliant. This is something that I've brought to the attention now to Zach, Mark, Alois, and Joe, and myself. We talked about this the other day. One of the things that Zach mentioned was if it gets too extensive to where there'd be some added costs in order to make this ADA compliant, then we would deal with that another day. So some of these asphalt patches have gotten a little bit bigger because of not doing some of this area down in here. But what we do have to do is take out those signs per the contract and put new sign and posts in, van accessible, regular. Like I said earlier, there's a total of 4 regulars and 2 ADA, 2 van accessible. This being one of the van accessibles and the other being over by the front main door. The other thing here is we need to change this layout of striping all across here. So that means we still make this an 8-foot wide stall and put an ADA symbol, but this cross hatching right here needs to be 8 foot wide, not 5. So this will be 8 foot wide. Then we shift everything down a little bit and we make this an 8 foot wide ADA stall. So that means we need to black out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stall lines. We need to black out. We need to black out these 2 ADA stencils. We need to black out this crosshatch and we need to do a new layout where there's 8-foot stall, 8-foot walkway, 8-foot stall, and then we need to take the remaining section here and divide it evenly into what's probably going to be four parking stalls in this area. And because there will only be enough room for about 4 parking stalls, we'll probably be able to make these regular sized parking stalls, and we will not have to put in compact. That's because everything's going to shift down here. This stall right here is going to shift down to almost right here. So the rest of this, we can make it a little bit bigger, and we will not have to make them compact stalls. I'll say it one more time. Black out everything you see here. Compact stencils, ADA, all the stalls. Put in an 8-foot stall, 8-foot walk, 8-foot stall, and then divide the rest of it evenly to make approximately 4 parking stalls. Okay, last thing on our scope of work for asphalt and concrete. I told you a little bit about the striping back there because of what was going on, but this last area right here I've marked out for removal. We originally were going to remove less, but because of not doing the ADA section down there, we're able to extend this out and correct the flow here of water, because right now as it is, this area right here sits lower than the catch basin. So we're going to make that transition so it flows down to the catch basin and doesn't puddle in this area, and whatever doesn't go here will continue on around the corner. I've got it marked off where the concrete's coming out. This is per contract already. There's that trip hazard right there, and that should do it for this section right here. We also have what looks like some tree root damage here, so we'll end up having to locate where that tree root is and taking that out. All right, that's it. That's the scope of work for asphalt and concrete that we are going to be doing on Tuesday. I think Tuesday the 18th of June. Seal coat and striping, all per contract. Nothing changes there. All right, thanks.